Good morning. Today I wanted to talk about wheelchair users and the fact that some of us can walk. My folding electric wheelchair is due to arrive on Monday, the 29th of July, and I ordered the wheelchair. I can obviously walk, but I have POTS. I have fibromyalgia, I have arthritis and osteoporosis in my spine, and I also have intractable migraine with ARA, and my particular migraine progression, as my neurologist called it, gives me symptoms of MS. I've been checked twice for MS because neurologists thought that that's what I had. My symptoms very much mimic MS. So walking any distance or standing for very long can cause me extreme symptoms where I can fall. And having osteoporosis in my spine, falling is definitely not good. So I'm a fall risk. So if it's a short distance, I can walk, sometimes with great effort and pain. But in order for me to be able to get out, be mobile, which is better for my mental health, to get out of the house, I have ordered a folding electric wheelchair. So it'll fold up, fit in my car, and I can get it out. I have a handicap parking placard. Now, I think maybe because of my age, and the pain that I'm in when I get out of a car to walk, I've not personally had anybody yet question my use of handicap parking. And if I'm going into a store, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to get the electric cart. And I usually only go to the store, like Target, to go to the CVS pharmacy that's in Target to pick up something. Occasionally I'll go to Walmart, but I order groceries online and I drive my car, they put them in, and I come home and my family helps me unload. And I'm actually getting ready to go do that this morning. I do have a cane. I find it a little awkward to use. It can balance me because I have a lot of dizziness and vertigo issues, especially when moving my head and things. I can usually drive okay. If it's a day that it's really bad, I don't drive. But I find that that doesn't help the reason why I can't walk, which is POTS and my heart rate jumping up, or the extreme pain in my back. Using a cane only balances me for the lightheadedness or dizziness. It doesn't resolve my issues on walking any great distance. So for me, that's why I'm getting an electric wheelchair. But I watched a video this morning from a guy who had a spinal injury and was told he would never walk, and his neurons or whatever, his nerves, regenerated enough that he had enough feeling that he could walk a little bit with a cane. He could stand but not walk very far, and he uses a wheelchair. And I love the way he did it. He had humor. He had people over there that were obviously set up, done in a humorous way, talking about, ooh, he's faking it or whatever, because he can get out of the wheelchair and put the wheelchair in the car. I will put a link. I'm going to post this on YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll put a link below to watch the video. If you're watching this on Facebook or Instagram, go to my YouTube and you can get the link to this video, because I thought it was really well done. A little bit of humor, I like that, and I like the way he explained it. Maybe if you're in a situation like that, you could send the video to family and it won't necessarily come across as offensive or, defensive in the way he presented it. But it's going to be a challenge. I'm training a service dog, and I've heard horror stories of people who their family questions their need for a service dog. They have issues going into stores and businesses with their service dog because businesses are not aware of ADA law. And ADA law applies to accessibility and service dogs. And again, I will post the link down below to the ADA law. I actually have cards that I ordered. Some came with a service vest that I ordered for Carter, but then I ordered some separate cards that have the ADA law printed on them so that if I ever have an issue, I can just hand somebody a card. Hopefully I won't ever have an issue, but because I have bipolar and I have general anxiety disorder, so Carter's going to be both psychiatric, medical alert, and light mobility for me, and to help cover all of my multiple conditions and things in which I need him. And it's like, I certainly would not want to have to deal with confrontation over my wheelchair use or my service dog. That is definitely not good for my mental health issues, and I wish people would consider that. You know, I was talking to my doctor recently, and I said, you know, I have chronic health conditions that cause me a wide variety of symptoms and issues that I have to overcome. And I said, you know, people are always thinking that you don't need this unless you are completely paralyzed and you can't walk at all. And I'm like, okay, that might be visible. There might be people who have other serious conditions that are obviously visible, maybe like cerebral palsy or something that, you know, to that degree that you could see that they are not able to walk or they need much greater assistance even than I do. But the vast majority of chronic illnesses, and you're only seeing the outside symptoms or side effects of the condition that's going on inside their brain, their spine, or whatever that's causing them to have their mobility issues. But that's true for every chronic illness. What chronic illness can you see? You can't see cancer. You can't see diabetes. You can't see, you know, there's not really any chronic health condition. You're seeing the side effects or the symptoms of it. You're not seeing the cause of it. You know, nobody's got, you know, transparent body parts, and you know, you can see into their brain, you can see into their spine, you can see into their muscles, or everything goes on inside, and so you're only seeing the effects of it on the outside. So if people would stop and think about that, all chronic health conditions are invisible. At least the cause of it, you know. So I don't understand why people question that. But anyway, have you ever had an issue with using a mobility aid, a service dog, or accessibility access? Businesses who are not truly accessible to people who are disabled and need mobility devices or need to bring in a service dog, you know, into the business. Have you ever had any issues with that? If you have, let me know down below, and you know, we support each other and maybe share what you did, how you handled that. Did you call the police? Did you have to call the ADA? Did you have to get an attorney involved? I mean, sometimes that happens where, you know, it's so extreme and embarrassing or frustrating, or obviously it's breaking the law, that you've had to go a step further and resolve the issue. Talk about that below. It kind of helps other people to see that, hear about that, and kind of prepare themselves for what potentially could happen for them and be aware of that. So comment down below, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks.